On a drizzly winter's morning, I've made my way down to the Ovens River in the middle of Wangaratta to see if I can catch a winter Murray cod or a crayfish. How's the river looking? Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Right, well I've got here rather early, but I've got my worms and cheese here. Worms for yellow belly or whatever comes along, cheese for cod, because I've got my 2 fishing rods, and while I'm bait fishing I've got a couple of cray nets and I'm going to bait them up. This one's going to have redfin offcuts, and because they're so sort of cut up to pieces, I'm going to put them in a bait bomb. And this other one, that's going to have a whole redfin that I kept recently. Not very big, but should be big enough to put in a cray net. Yeah, better get everything set up. Now, because my redfin here is all in bits and pieces, because I filleted a couple of fish recently, I'm going to put it in this bait bomb, but the small bits will get pulled out of the side there by crayfish, or they could even float out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the gauze that comes with the bait bomb, I'm going to fold it in half like that, I'm going to put it into the bait bomb just like that, and that will help stop the fish from falling out. Now I'm going to put the fish, the bits and pieces, we've got a spine there, just shove it as much of it in as I can, bit of skin, a couple of small heads on top. I've got all of it in. If I get this head in, that means I've managed to get it all in. And shut the lid. Lid's on? No, lid's on. Lid's on. Ready to go. Now I just grab a cable tie. And I cable tie it to the middle of the net. And that one is ready to go. Right, both nets are baited up, ready to go. And I'm going to throw them in now, but you won't see me throw them in because I can't have my camera and my headlamp on my head at the same time. So I put these in, and then when I check them it'll be light enough to see what I'm doing. Now both nets are in just there. Now it's time to put the rods in, and these will be going really close to the bank. They've both got a paternoster rig. The light rod's got 2 Jan Jack worms, and the heavy rod's got a big chunk of Aldi tasty cheese. Well, both rods are in, both nets are in. Surely between 2 rods and 2 nets I'll be able to catch something this morning. The wind's springing up a bit. There was a bit of light rain or drizzle on the way down here. It's not a blue sky day. Anyway, let's see what comes along. The rods have been in for about 15 minutes and haven't had a touch. The nets have had about half an hour. I reckon I might go and check them. Righto, net number 1. Oh, look at that, I've caught 2 crayfish right off the bat. I'm going to go and grab my phone and get a photo. Right, they're both undersized. As I was pulling the net in, I thought it felt a little bit heavy. It's a nice clean cray, but undersized. Oh, you're already making your way back. Another nice clean cray, no eggs. Still a bit undersized, probably about 85 to 90 mils when it needs to be 100. Oh, off to a good start. I'm not sure whether to call this video crayfishing while fishing or fishing while crayfishing, but if I catch more crays than fish, it will be fishing while crayfishing. Right, on net number 2. Nothing. No thing. Oh well, 2 in one net, off to a good start, the daily double. Well, the rods have been in over an hour, not even a nibble, not even a touch. Anyway, it's time to check these nets. It's been about 40 minutes. And I've got 1. Then she's got eggs too, look. That's a Jenny, a female. Can't really see them under there, but I'll try and get down a bit lower here for you. See you later. I'm glad I'm getting a few crayfish because the fish are not playing the game. Now this one didn't have anything in it last time, but snaggy down there. This one's in a bit more of a snaggy spot, I think. I don't want to have them too close together. They're nearly going to be on top of each other, but I've thrown that one upstream a little bit in the hope that I can just get it past the snags. I didn't untangle it off this rope. That's at the bottom, thankfully. Right, I'm going to check these nets again. It's been about 40 minutes since I last checked them, but I'm going to pull my rods out this time because what I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of the nets and move it downstream a little bit and try and find somewhere else. So I'll pull my lines out just to make sure that they're both still here when I get back, and then I'll check the nets. I might check the downstream one first, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this one up there away from the snags, because where it is it's been getting snagged, although it didn't this time. And this one here is the one that I'm going to move downstream. I reckon there's one in here, it feels a bit heavy. Oh, there is one in there, but I don't think that's what's making it feel heavy. I think it's all the leaves that I've pulled up with the net. Ooh, feisty little fella. Feisty little fella, hey? Oh well, cray number 4. See you later, mate. Now this net can go here. The reason I'm putting this one here, because this net hasn't touched a snag all morning, and this has got the bait bomb in it. If I'm going to lose a cray net to a snag, I'd prefer it to be the one without the bait bomb in it. Right, the net with the whole redfin, I've just moved down a bit closer to the bridge. I'm not going to throw it out too far. I don't know what the snag situation is like right here, so I'll just leave it in close, see how that goes. Well, it's a good thing there's a few crayfish about because the fishing has just been dead as a doornail. The sun's trying to come out, or as Holly would say, the sun's trying to come out. Tryna is trying to, the gangster version. I reckon I might go and check those nets. I wonder what'll be in the nets. I've caught crayfish in every single check of the nets. You watch this one, Wayne. Oh, you know, still got one. There's been at least one every time I've checked the nets. I'm definitely going to be calling this video fishing while crayfishing and not crayfishing while fishing, because the fish fishing, the finned fishing, is as dead as a doornail. Gee mate, oh gee love, you're a little bit small to have eggs. She got pregnant young. She was a high school dropout, I think. Then you go. Righto, time for the net in the new spot. Righto, the new spot. Has it produced? Yes, one. All small, little ones. Nice clean crate. No cackleberries, but undersized. Go on. Well, the new spot worked. I might go out a little bit further. Not much further. Alright, I'll put my lines back in. This one's still got the same worm on it that I put on there at about 20 to 7. 2.5 hours ago. Great to see a few small crays getting around. If you look back at the videos, the other cray videos that I've made this year, I've caught quite a lot of very large crays with eggs. I've caught quite a few legal sized crays. I've caught a few oversized crays, but I haven't caught a lot of little crays. So it's good to see that there's some small ones around. Bait bomb, you're my bait bomb. You know you can turn me on. What did I say this morning about it not being a blue sky day? The wind's springing up a bit. There was a bit of light rain or drizzle on the way down here. It's not a blue sky day. I've just found a second use for the bait bomb crayfish measurer. It's actually good for cleaning the dirt out from under your fingernails. You really want to get rid of that dirt. It just makes it so much easier to chew your nails off when they don't taste like mud. But one of the worst things about fishing here is that chicken time. The chicken and chip shop is just over there and it smells amazing. And right now we've got a northwesterly wind coming straight from chicken time over to me, and it just it smells way too good. Well, I put my lines in the Murray cod hole and the Murray cod said, look at that fool, he's wasting his time. 4 hours my lines have been in, not a nibble. I've still got the same 2 worms that I put on at 6:45 this morning. 4 hours. Anyway, I'm going to pull my lines out, pack everything up, and then check my cray nets for the last time. Alright, the time has come for the final check of the nets. Can I end this trip on a high note? And, I reckon there is one in here actually. Yes! Once again though, he's undersized. It's actually very good to see quite a few undersized crays getting around. That's got eggs as well. Good to see a few with eggs too, even though they're a bit small. Alright. See you later, love. Now I've just got to take the fish bits and pieces out of me cray net. There we go. Ha! And I'm unbaited. Righto, final net. Can I end on a high note? What's the call? One little one. The biggest one all day. I've got my measurer in my pocket, but I think it's going to be a bit undersized. I think I might have eggs as well actually. Just by the way the tail's curled over like that. You're going to let go. Well, I am ending on a high note. I've got the biggest cray of the day on the last check. It's going to take long. Almost. Haha. Yep, she's got eggs. They've got to be 100, even this one's protected with the eggs of course, but just to keep the iometer in, I reckon it's about 85, I reckon it's about 90. Oh no, it's nearly 100, it's about 2 millimeters undersized, so it's, if it didn't have eggs it would almost be legal, but it is a little bit under still. Biggest cray of the day. See you later, love. Well, that concludes my morning on the river. I wasn't going to bring the cray nets, they were just a last minute thought just before I left, and I'm glad I did, otherwise it would have been a completely fishless trip. Not a touch on the bait. Anyway folks, I've had a blast. I'm going to go home now, put everything away, have lunch, then spend the afternoon editing this video. Thank you all very much for watching.